Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. My name is Joshua Schenecker-Perlman. I am the Director of Student Activities here at Newman University. And we have managed to bring ourselves back to a Newman Hot Wings Hot Ones challenge. Today I am doing this with our H.A.L.O club, our Hispanic American Leadership Organization. And today we are just going to jump right into it. And we're going to start off with the classic hot sauce. Hot sauces are ranked by Scoville units. And so this first one is 1,700 Scoville heat units. They say that this is a fan favorite. I always like to say, well, let's kind of decide on how they decide what fan favorite looks like. But you know, they say it's tart and tangy. And so we're going to bring in the wings here. And we're going to see how our Hispanic American Leadership Organization members handle sauce number one. So, ladies and gent, they're already trying to dry the wings off here.
Why'd you give me the one in sauce?
All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, take a bite.
Okay, this one's not bad.
This one's good.
So, H.A.L.O members, I would like you to introduce yourself and talk about your background, your academic background, and your cultural background as well.
I'm Angelica. I'm a current senior here at Newman, majoring in biology with a pre-med concentration, and I'm also obtaining a Spanish minor. My family is from Mexico. What else?
Where in Mexico?
Zacatecas.
All right.
Tabasco, Zacatecas, yes.
Yay.
Okay, my name is Amy Ponce. I'm a Newman grad of class of 2023, and hopefully for my MBA class of 2025. My family, my mother's from Tampico, Tamaulipas, and my father is from Michoacan. I always get it messed up if it's from Tacámbaro or Pátzcuaro. It's one of the two. I have traveled to Mexico. It's always nice to visit the culture.
My name is Melissa Arquijo. My family and I were from Guadalupe, Victoria, Durango. I am a sophomore here at Newman. My major is nursing, and I'm the president of H.A.L.O.
Where are you from?
Oh, I already said it. I'm from
Oh, yeah,
Guadalupe,
gotcha.
Victoria, Durango.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Hi, my name is Sofia Flores Lerma. I am a business management major with a minor in criminal justice and a leadership certification. My family is from Miguel Alza, Zacatecas. That's about it.
I am Natalia Lopez. I am a biochem major, pre-vet concentration, and I am secretary of H.A.L.O, and my family is from El Salvador.
My name is Luis Piedra. I'm a junior here with, oh my gosh. I'm trying to think here. My major is biochemistry with a pre-med concentration. My family is mainly from Juarez and Victoria, Guadalupe, Victoria, Durango. And what else?
No, that's good.
Oh yeah, that's all.
So how was round one?
That wasn't
It
bad.
was
I'm
amazing.
actually like still finishing.
We like that one. So we like that
Yeah,
sauce.
I finished my wing.
Well, congratulations. I'm
It was
proud
so
of you.
good.
So that means if we're starting off on a good one, everybody's happy. We're good with that.
Do we just throw it away?
Go ahead and throw it away. Yep.
Right here.
That means we're going to jump right into this with question number 2, but that means we have to get wing number 2. This one is from Double Comfort Foods. It's called Seeing Double. It is 6,200 Scoville units, jalapenos, herbs, and a hint of sweetness. Highly doubtful again. So we're going to bring these wings in here. We're going to let everybody kind of pick the one. Did you say it smells bad?
Yeah. It's weird. It's like peppery.
That's funky.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Alright.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Not bad.
pretty good. I like it.
So far, we haven't had a bad reaction yet. But, so H.A.L.O this year is kind of reinventing itself. We have a whole new executive team. We even added a new advisor to the team with Amy. What is it that brought you all together that so passionately about bringing H.A.L.O back in the manner that you have been?
I think it's the passion that that I have for my culture, and the desire to share that with everyone else. It's just, I don't know, the Hispanic culture is beautiful, and there's a lot of things that people don't know about it, and that's what we're doing. We're enlightening people.
Now, Amy, being the new advisor to this, what is it like? I mean, I know that students have to come to you to be the advisor. What is it that makes this interesting for you?
Well, right off the bat, I think we've done an excellent job, like for the school year, as far as just getting out there and showing the community, as Angie mentioned, who we are, what we are. But I was also part of H.A.L.O in my undergrad, and there was some things that they did, and I like that we represented that, especially as an HSI recognized school. I think that's super important for students to feel that they are represented and heard. So for me, it was an honor when the students were like, we'd like to have you. I'm like, oh, thanks, guys. And so it's just nice to see the collaboration that they're able to do, especially from their different majors and how they actually get to incorporate that too, in a way, in the club.
Okay, so so coming to Newman, I feel like when you go to college, you have to find like a group that you like feel connected to have fun. And I really wanted to join sorority, but I came to here, so I had to find a place where I felt like I could have connected to everyone, kind of. And when I first joined, I heard about H.A.L.O, but sadly they didn't do anything last year. So I joined ASA, and obviously, I mean, the majority of the members are Asian, so I just didn't feel like, we connected in the type of way where we wanted to be part of the club, but we just didn't see the same family values or like just different things culturally. So coming into this year, I just wanted to be part of the exec team to at least do things that we can all enjoy and feel involved and welcomed and included in some sort of way, and like feel like we're being represented, kind of. So yeah, I feel like this is what we're doing now, showing that Newman has a lot of Hispanic students, and it's great to be able to introduce other people about the Hispanic culture and how it's not just Mexicans, but other different, countries.
Well, for me, I feel like coming into college, it was a different experience coming from a private school that was primarily white populated. And I feel like it was hard to reconnect with fellow classmates or understand the different cultural differences. And it was really difficult for me kind of finding my group to click into. And coming to Newman, I realized that there's different people that come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different ethnicities, and they have each individually found somewhere, like, their safe place to communicate and engage with one another and have the same ideas and customs. So that's what I want H.A.L.O to be, and I feel like we've slowly brought it in as starting up fresh and having new people come in no matter who you are.
Good answers. I guess mine's pretty much the same as everybody else. I mean, last year I was excited to be a part of H.A.L.O, and I was excited to go to more events, and sadly they didn't have anything, so it was a little upsetting. But this semester, when I found out that there was like going to be an executive election, I literally signed up like the day I got the email, and I was so excited that we could like reinvent it and bring back, like they said, there's more than just Mexico, and I feel like that's not usually talked about in Wichita, Kansas, so I was excited to be that perspective. Yes.
In my case, I was really searching for feeling a sense of belonging here. In my first year here at Newman, I actually didn't know we even had a H.A.L.O club. And when I expressed interest in it, I was kind of met with a dead end. And so when I finally heard that there was an exec board going to be restarting H.A.L.O, I really wanted to be a part of creating a new environment here on campus, one that was representative of who we are and brought that culture to Newman as well.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, you all have done absolutely fabulous. I mean, it's almost invigorating and inspiring to watch you all work and do the things you are and do the things that you're planning. It's really awesome to see you all around student life as much as you are. Like that's cool to have a club that's that active in that. And so we're going to talk more, obviously, about things coming up. But how are we feeling after Wing 2? Are we feeling it yet?
No, that was really good. I like that one.
So we're 2 for 2 that we're good with.
Yeah.
All right. That means we're bringing in number 3, which is fermented kimchi. And I don't, they say it's salty, spicy, pickly, vegan kimchi.
Thank you.
This is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I struggled with this one. I don't like the taste of this one. I mean, smell it.
Wait, I like that.
Smells like.
All right, here we go. Everybody take your bite. Here we go.
It's not bad.
Tastes like kimchi.
It could be worse.
I mean, here's the deal. I don't like kimchi, so I don't know why I would expect to even like this.
It's pretty good.
I think this one's really good.
I like this one.
You like it? All right. We're 3 for 3 on the hot ones. Well, I have to say, you've at least beat Cab, because Declan and Travia struggled at 2 and 3.
What, really?
Oh, wow.
Let's not get into that. I mean, if you want, go back, watch the video. Trust me, they start off, I think Declan popped the tab on milk immediately.
Yeah.
And Travia's only goal was not to be the first one to drink milk, so. But with that being said, I mean, the 6 of you just talked about how passionate you are about the culture and bringing it forward and talking about it. Can you tell us more? I mean, obviously we have a bit of an audience, and just for the people who are going to view this later, can you tell us a bit more about like your cultural background, like the things that you've experienced in your life, where your family's from? I mean, even just a little bit. If we want to start a different end here, we can start at the right side here.
Let's go Lays.
So my background is primarily one of Chicano descent.
Mhm.
So when I was growing up, we would do normal Mexican things, go to parties with families, stay up all night, and have fun. But I wasn't really surrounded with the typical kind of Mexican family culture.
Yeah.
And so growing up, I really struggled to find my identity and what it meant to be Hispanic and especially Mexican. I knew where my family came from. I was grateful to have grandparents growing up, but that's kind of where it ended.
Yeah.
So when it comes to my cultural background, I'm still figuring it out and I'm still discovering it.
That pretty sums up mine too. Yeah, so all my family from El Salvador, and I knew that. I've never been. I was going to. It just didn't happen. But I feel like in Wichita, Kansas, it's mainly Mexico that's talked about. So for me, like all my friends, they're Mexican. all I knew was Mexican culture, apart from not really knowing anything about Salvadorian culture at home, other than like the food that we would have. My grandma makes food, but like party and like festival tradition wise, there wasn't really much that I knew about. So I guess, yeah, I'm still discovering more, and hopefully I will be going there sometime soon.
Okay, so for me, it's always been the Mexican culture. I feel like that had a lot to play in who I am today, specifically just because when my parents had came to the United States, they had no English in them, and me having to learn Spanish as my first language really hit me hard, and not knowing that I didn't know any English till like the first or second grade really put a challenge on me. Knowing that in a way I'm not the same, and like being Hispanic American, it's like I'm too Mexican to be American and I'm too American to be Mexican, so I really found myself in like a pickle, I guess you can say, just like finding out who am I and being known as like Chicano, as Reese said, that it's kind of different and difficult for me, but it's definitely changed in how I see and view the world in every aspect possible, knowing that anybody could go through the same challenges as myself, and knowing that people are different.
I feel like I'm in the same spot that Sophia was. So I was born in Mexico, so then we moved to Alto, Texas. I feel like I definitely lost my identity there as a Mexican, just because we lived in such a small town where the population was just mainly Americans, and I had that heavy accent too, like that country accent in Texas. And I definitely lost it kind of, because it was like I was speaking Spanish at home, but then at school just English, like my homework and everything. And at such a young age, I was like already translating like a lot of papers for my parents, at the hospital, and like going to the store and everything. So I guess you could say I was like a little bit ashamed when I was younger about my culture, just because I was like, oh, I want to be like everyone else. And then once we moved here, the Hispanic community is a lot bigger here in Wichita than it is in Texas. So I felt like I found like my place of belonging, but still I felt like I was still so like whitewashed, where I didn't really fit in with the Mexicans here. But then I was like also really tan, so it was like I didn't really fit in with the other people. So finding that belonging was really difficult, mostly because I did also go to a Catholic private school, so the majority were also not Mexican like me. So just finding that belonging was really difficult, which I'm so thankful that I'm kind of slowly finding myself here at Newman as well, being surrounded by all of these people and just being part of H.A.L.O and talking to everyone and figuring out that we have like the same struggles, and it just feels nice that I'm not like the only one. So yeah, I'm very proud of being Hispanic now, and that's why I feel like H.A.L.O is so important, to share that with others, and share with others that like, it's okay to be ashamed, but like accept that and embrace that, because your culture makes you who you are.
Same thing as my fellow H.A.L.O members have said. One of the expressions you hear a lot, ni soy de aquí, ni soy de allá, I'm not from here, I'm not from there, but we very much are, because we do represent two different cultures of American and Mexican, or any other South America country. I just think it's important to have conversations. As a Latino culture, we are very strong, but we're also in a way reserved. We don't talk about our problems. We just, you just go on, and that's that. I'm also a first generation in my family. My father did not finish middle school, high school, barely elementary. My mom did finish high school. So that's also like the pressure that I don't want them to feel, that when they came to this country, their sacrifice is almost like not a sacrifice, if that makes, I'm not sure. What am I trying to say? I want it to mean something. I want them to know that what they went through wasn't nothing. I can't imagine being their age and doing what they did. I was just scared going to college, and it was still in town, 15 minutes away from home, because I was a commuter here for Newman. So I think just being able to talk about the things, especially because in this generation as a whole, the sense of belonging has been kind of gone ever since COVID happened, and having to feel restrained with quarantine and all that has, I think, affected everybody, no matter the age, from a baby to a teen to an adult to an elderly person. Just because, again, it's like Or do I talk about it? Do I reserve it? How much is too much? So yeah.
I agree with everyone else. I am also, my family is Mexican, like I mentioned. My dad immigrated from Mexico he was like high school age, but he didn't even finish high school. He barely finished middle school. And then my mom, she was born here, but then she moved back to Mexico. She pretty much grew up there. She came back in high school, and she did not know a single word in English. She shares those stories, and I'm grateful to be where I'm at, because it is because of them that I'm here. And I'm grateful that I didn't have to struggle the way that they did, but I totally agree that our culture is what makes us who we are, and it's important to put that out there and to let others know. And just like Amy said, we can be reserved, but it is important to have those conversations.
Yeah, I mean, it's so impressive hearing you all talk about this, because again, like, I don't have these experiences. It's going to lead into the next question, but I think it's just, that's what makes this so fascinating to me, and I think that's why it's so important, which is, again, why I think it's so impressive what you all have done so far in H.A.L.O. starting this year.
Oh, we're your favorite club?
Let's talk about that.
So, I will tell you this. Y'all serve some amazing drinks.
Thank you.
I'll give you that. So, third wing, how many Scoville units do you think it was?
6.
2.
18,000.
Oh,
We're at 18,000. We've gone from 17 to 18,000.
that was good.
But we're pulling up wing number 4, which means we're jumping to 33,000 Scoville units. How are we feeling? We still vibing?
Yeah,
Well,
chill.
not when you said that number.
Is 33 a big number?
Yeah, you doubled it.
Okay. This is now the 2 videos in a row that somebody said we doubled it, going from 18,000 to 33.
That tastes like barbecue. I mean, it smells like
All right.
Let me go for it.
So this is the this is the Los Calientes barbacoa. This is the favorite. This has been the big favorite so far.
Yeah, you're right.
Los Caliente barbacoa. This has been a favorite. This has been a big favorite.
Like for Americans or Mexicans?
Oh my god.
So far out of the people that have tasted these flavors.
Because does this taste? Oh, never mind.
Okay, we're
Oh,
Not bad. Wrong.
It tastes like barbecue sauce.
It's como chile chipotle.
Yeah.
How is that 33?
Yeah.
So
Less spicy than the last.
Yeah. It's like the
yeah, no, it's really weird that it'll sit. Trust me, it'll sit and it'll get hotter. I promise you. But you guys have talked a lot about your families in this.
yeah.
How does the concept of family differ, I guess, in the Hispanic cultures to others? And how are like family values emphasized within your communities?
Well, can I go first?
You absolutely can go first, Miss Amy.
One of the things that really shocked me, like in at least in my family, when I turned 18, it wasn't, okay, move out, you're 18. And I hear that in other cultures, once you turn 18 or at least graduate high school, that's usually like the norm, which was really odd because I'm like, yes, you're 18, you are an adult, but it's like, are you truly prepared to be out in the big world? You know, it's scary out there. And the other concept of grounded, I knew the chancla, which is the flip flop. That was there was no grounded in the house, so it was the chancla. So that was another thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, my parents grounded me. I'm like, what does that mean? You locked in a dungeon? They're like, no, you can't go out. I'm like, oh no, not here. You know, you get the chancla and then you can do what you want.
Yeah.
So
Just don't run away, because they say it's not gonna hurt. No te va a doler. Yeah. it just gets worse if you run away. That's all I'm saying.
So here's my question, because you brought up the 18, the 18-year-old move out thing. How many of y'all have heard that or thought that was weird?
That's really weird.
That's weird.
You're still a baby. I'm sorry.
Fascinating. I mean, I'm not saying that I went through it. I hear it a lot, but to me, that's a normal, like, that's not necessarily shocking to hear somebody that I know go, oh, I turned 18, I'm out. So it's just fascinating.
Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Anything from
That was my
families over
shock
here?
moment.
I feel like it was kind of like, I don't want to say hard but difficult, but like the stereotypical Hispanic dad, like not sharing their emotions or feelings towards a child. I feel that doesn't go with the dads, but like with moms as well. I feel like it's been a little difficult sometimes seeing that. Like for me, like I know my dad loves me and everything, but like hearing it, I feel is a little difficult sometimes. And just like them saying, oh, like, good job, instead of like, oh, I'm so proud of you or something. It was a little hard for me, but me also understanding that like both of my parents didn't really have a father figure present, and they had single moms doing all the work, and they had to like take care of the kids and everything. I feel like that's why they went through that struggle, and like they struggle with showing their emotions towards me and my siblings. So I feel like that had a lot to play in who I am today as well.
Yeah.
I feel like for Hispanic families, or I guess for my family, family is like their number one. Like they kind of expect your number one priority to be family, and everything revolves around them. But like she said, it's also like nobody shares emotions. Like mental illness isn't a thing. Anxiety, depression doesn't exist. But yeah, I feel like our family is like very close, but there's also like holes within everybody in like each group in our family. But like they still expect everybody just to come back after like a big thing happened. It doesn't matter because we're family. But yeah.
Okay, I hear you all kind of like saying yes in agreement with this.
Yeah.
Where do you feel, I mean, in this kind of almost new age, right? As we talk about finding our cultures, where do you fit within that, do you think? As you talk about, oh, there's no mental illness or things like that, how do you think that your experiences are going to possibly, not necessarily change Hispanic culture, right? But maybe evolve it? Like, is that even a thought kind of as you guys think about this moving forward, is where do your actions in this evolve the culture forward?
Yeah, I can tell from like my brother and my sister-in-law how different they're raising their kids, and like how they're trying to get rid of generational trauma. And
That was a weird joke to laugh at.
Parental.
It's the trauma. What trauma?
It's all right, we got this.
am I still going?
Yes. So again, like you're just, like there's a difference that you are all seeing, that the way that your
Yeah.
parents necessarily, how they grew up and kind of how they've raised you
Kind of.
is not, it's changing
For
with
sure.
you all.
Yeah.
In my family dynamic, I am starting to just start the conversation.
Yeah.
It's because growing up, as they've said, it's so prevalent in Hispanic cultures to just dismiss your feelings, keep them all to yourself. But I feel as though in a time where there's so much mental illness and people not talking about this in the Hispanic community, that I need to start the conversation in my family.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta start gentle parenting my parents.
Yeah.
Because without that, then it's just gonna keep continuing.
Yeah.
I agree. Mostly now that I'm in college, I feel like it's been really difficult communicating with them because, like, they obviously don't understand the concept of what college is. So it's like whenever I'm trying to do homework, they're like, why are you doing homework? You should be spending time with me. Like, homework is not important. And I'm like, I literally have 6 hours of homework. And they're like, that's a lie. And I'm like, okay, then you do it for me. Because, like, and it's been really difficult because for them, like, they just feel like as soon as I start communicating my feelings, they just think I'm arguing. And they're like, well, you shouldn't be arguing with us. And yeah, it's just like a huge thing. But I feel like now, like this semester, now that I am like involved with H.A.L.O and like all my other things, I feel like they're slowly understanding, and like they come to realization that I'm an adult now, you know, because like to them it's like I'm still living under their roof, so it's still their rules. Like I still have, you know, a curfew. I still have to do this and that. They need to know where I'm at and who I'm hanging out with. Which was so difficult because like I don't want to have to tell them every time that I go out where I'm going or anything. But yeah, I feel like they're slowly getting used to it, which has been really nice because I feel like we're finally bonding as a family. But yeah, those I feel like family values are really important in my family, at least, because it's like, yeah, you move out of your parents' house, but you're still close. Like my grandma's literally my neighbor. My aunt lives 2 minutes away. My other aunt is 2 minutes away. So it's like my family, like, yes, we're all separate families, but we still come together as a whole, and we still celebrate Christmas together. We still celebrate, yeah, like, Thanksgiving. So it's just so, like, odd to me to, like, have to move out for college. So, like, this summer I got to move out for, like, this internship, and it was, like, so hard being without my parents. Like, I didn't realize how much I was going to miss them, and it just made me appreciate my family a little bit more. But, like, now that I'm with them, it's, like, yeah, like, I understand why they think family is so important, and why it's like, oh, they're just used to like sticking together.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Again, I also agree. More so, I feel like going, just like the whole aspect of like going to college, it's just like Melissa said, it's like something completely new. And you know, back when, at least when like my parents were my age, you know, my mom had already had me. My mom had a baby at my age, and she was working, and my dad was working, and so it's just like we do value family. Family is important, but I also believe in, I don't want to say change, but the involvement of the culture. So, you know, mental illness, you know, my parents see that, you know, going to college is not easy. You know, we work, we go to college, we pay a couple bills at home, but that's not, it's my parents. And I don't know, it's neat to see how much our culture has evolved from when they were our age to now.
Yeah, I just think the whole, like, again, I knew coming into this, as soon as we were going to talk about family, y'all's experiences was not going to be mine. Again, it's just very, very different. It's very fascinating. Because, again, I do know that it's very tight-knit. But that being said, we got to continue on. How we feeling?
That was good. Great.
All right. So we're going from 33,000 to 54,000.
You're just like doubling it.
This one is called Chairman Meow's Revenge.
What number is this?
5.
Oh,
Okay.
It is
Good.
this is made of the Trinidad scorpion pepper. Yeah, so this one I also did not like the taste of.
Is it terrible? I mean, it doesn't smell like anything.
I just don't like the taste of it, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Do we go for it?
Yeah.
This is not my favorite.
It has no taste.
I think Andy would really like to take a bite of this one.
It's so dry.
So,
Do you taste anything?
you got nothing?
I taste nothing.
Yeah, let me in the bottle.
I dumped a lot in there. I can bring it if you want more.
No. I'm okay.
So now that we're on question 5, And Sophia, you actually hit on this a little bit earlier. What is the struggle of having to learn a new language? Actually, how many of y'all English is not your first language? Okay.
Everybody in the room, raise your hand.
So what is the struggle of learning a new language and like having to use it almost, I mean, obviously, if it's not your first one, you come into a new country, but what are the benefits that came from it once you learned? Like, what is it that benefited you beyond learning English?
I feel like for me, especially now, like being able to read and write has been a big game changer, especially when it comes into finding like internships, jobs. A lot of people do take into consideration being bilingual, whether it's Spanish, Vietnamese, and German, and all that. It really does like change of how I see things, because even today, I'm not gonna lie, I still don't know some words in the beginning in English. Not gonna lie, but like my parent, or like when I'm translating something, I like can't think of the word.
Yeah.
Like, how do you say this in English? And like I can't think. And like sometimes I just like it just gets stuck, and I'm like, how do I say this? Or like when I'm speaking to someone who only speaks English, something slips out in Spanish, and like they look at me all weird, and I'm like, oops, I'm sorry.
Bingo.
Yeah, kind of like the bingo thing.
Yep. Bingo.
What is the
Yeah,
word?
I
what is
said, because, for the event that we're planning, I said we're going to be playing Loteria. He was like, what?
I just ran with it. She said it, and I was just like, sure, okay. And Emmanuel, who's off to the side here, he looks at me, he kind of chuckles and went, it's bingo. Got it.
Yeah, that was great.
But you said English is not your first language.
It is not. I actually, so my grandma, I grew up with my grandma. She was my babysitter. So she only spoke Spanish, so I grew up speaking Spanish. I went to school. I'm surprised at how fast I learned English, but I was pretty, it was pretty quick. And then, just like Sophia said, I also have the same struggles. Like when I'm trying to think of something, like I'm talking in English and I think of the word in Spanish, but I can't translate it to English. So it's just like, okay. Like it's just like my brain just fighting in there. But I also see that being bilingual is a gift. I see it as a gift. And it's not just because like, oh, like, you know, I could use it on like my applications, you know, like that's a perk. But I just like, I don't know, I interpret at H.A.L.O clinic, and it's through Guadalupe Clinic. So I see a lot of undocumented patients who come in with a language barrier, and I'm that bridge that, you know, connects the patient to the physician. So it's valuable. And I actually, because of that, I was able to earn the Global Seal of Biliteracy. So, it's just, like I said, it's a gift.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I think for me, translation, I think that's been my biggest powerhouse. My sister in the room here supporting me too. She's translated, my brother who's in middle school has translated. I remember whether it was middle school or high school, I'd be in the classroom and they'd call the teacher like, hey, can we get Amy real quick? Because even some of the schools that I went to, we also had international students.
Yeah.
And so they're only here for maybe the school year or the semester, but they're also trying to learn the language. And so it was nice, as Angie put it, being that bridge that, hey, you're not alone, I could definitely help you, what do you need? And I now see that the benefit that's paid off. So last school year, I was able to translate some stuff for the Southwest Initiative with Garden and Dodge, and I was super happy that I was able to do that. And for them also to see like, hey, no, we have things translated, like, don't you worry, I got you. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Now, well, sorry.
No, you go first.
Neither one of you raised your hand. So is English your first languages?
Yes.
what has kind of been a struggle for you in if somebody's like, oh, English is your first language?
So, on the other side of that coin of not knowing Spanish, seeing as though like I look very stereotypically Mexican, my name is Luis, so that's like what, top 5 names? Often Mexicans would come to me and say, tú tienes el nopal en la frente. Right?
I got
So
nothing.
Cactus on your
you have a
face.
cactus on your forehead and your face, meaning you
You
have
would.
all the traits of being stereotypically Mexican. It's meant as an insult.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're saying that you look the part,
But
you don't
you're
speak
not.
it.
Yeah.
You're not. And growing up, and it's something that I deal with even now, and it's something that I struggle with.
Yeah.
Being that the field that I want to go in, I want to, which is to be a doctor. I want to be able to help my community, but to be able to do that to my fullest extent, I need to know the language.
Yeah.
And it's something that I have to just chip at every single day. I was told that when I was a little kid that I knew Spanish, but it wasn't spoken at home as often as it should have been. And growing up, going through the school system, it disappeared. Spanish is so valuable as a tool to just be able to connect with 2 different cultures. It's so important, and I really dislike the fact that being a no sabo kid, someone who doesn't understand, whenever we try to speak, it's wrong. We're laughed at.
Yeah.
And so it only further discourages us to want to connect. So we often never really feel like we're a part of the culture.
There's a lot of nodding happening right there.
For me, it's a little different. My entire family, like my dad barely knows English. My grandma didn't know English. I sort of taught her English. Spanish was always spoken. But for me, it just didn't really I guess click. I mean, I grew up with a white brother, so I blame him. I don't know. I understand it and I can speak it if I really try. I did have to translate at work before. I was very proud of myself because I feel like it made sense. Like I could tell maybe some of the words were wrong, but I got the point across, I guess.
Yeah.
But like he said, it is hard because I think she mentioned you're not American enough for Americans, but you're not Hispanic enough for Hispanics, and especially not being able to fluently speak the language goes into it doesn't matter how you look, you're not going to be Hispanic if you don't speak it. So that part is really huge, but I mean I understand it. I can listen to conversations.
Yeah, so I obviously grew up translating everything for my parents. I had an aunt who also spoke English, but since it was just me and my parents were trying to live on our own, I obviously had to take and mature faster to translate everything. I remember one time my brother had to go to the ER, and I was I think 10 or 11, and I was willing to translate, and they were no, you can't translate, you're not 18. And my mom started going crazy. She was but she's my daughter, she knows English and Spanish. And they're no, we could get in trouble if we let someone who's obviously not an adult translate, because they can always mix up any terminology that could be wrong. And then from there, we obviously just had to learn with translators. But in school, I would always translate. Those conferences were sometimes really awkward because I was just sitting there and I was hey, yeah, I'm good at school. And then I would say that in Spanish, and then it was really awkward. But now that I am a little older, I feel I'm slowly losing my Spanish, which is so embarrassing because when I'm at home with my parents, I can speak it so well, but then I go to church and I talk with the sisters and I start stuttering and I'm what the heck, I know Spanish, but for some reason with native speakers, I just get so nervous. And then same with English. Sometimes I just like start stuttering and like I forget how to speak English, and then like my grammar's wrong.
We've
like,
noticed.
Yeah, like it's I just like laugh it off, but like sometimes I'm like, how can I forget that? Like it like grammar for me is so hard. I tried learning German, and that was like the hardest thing because I barely know my grammar in Spanish and then in English. So then with German, it was like a huge difference. But yeah, it was definitely hard. But I feel like I'm slowly getting it back now that I am speaking more. But yeah, just my biggest fear too is whenever I'm reading or lecturing in mass. And English, I say like I want to read the names of biblical names in Spanish, and then when I'm at Spanish mass, I want to read them in English. But it's not the same. So like I just have to make sure I'm saying the right name. Like yeah, one time Father Adam embarrassed me in front of the whole church. I accidentally said the name in Spanish, and then he said the name again in English in the homily. And I was like, who is he even talking about? It was the first reading that I read. So that was really embarrassing. Yeah, but yeah, I feel like it's a blessing. Yeah, being able to translate some patients at the hospital was really beautiful because now that the translators are all like through like a camera, that's been so hard. And it's like you can't really tell them what's wrong with someone. Mostly if the Wi-Fi keeps disconnecting, it's just really difficult to like tell the nurse what's wrong. So I feel like as a nurse, it's going to be such a blessing, and I'll be able to help my community as long as I stop stuttering.
So far, we seem to be doing well with the heat. We're going up to 71,000 Scoville units.
Which wing is this one?
6.
This is 6. This one's based from Barcelona. Yeah, we can send some down your way. Apparently, this is made with aged habanero peppers.
What?
Habanero peppers.
All right.
It smells like it.
Wow, you all are crazy because I didn't like this one either. All right, here we go.
Has a little kick.
This one just doesn't taste good. Angelica, you've got a face down there. You're making a face down there. Back me up. This one doesn't taste good. All right. So, as we sit here and we are progressively eating hotter and hotter chicken wings, let's be honest, food plays a huge part in culture. So can you talk about how food plays a part in your Hispanic culture?
Taco Bell is not tacos.
Do not slander Taco Bell.
Bro, how are you gonna tell me Taco Bell are real tacos?
They're good, but it's not real.
But don't slander it.
They're pretty good.
They're
All right.
Baja Blast with gas.
I love the Baja Blast.
So we've started off with Taco Bell's not tacos. Got it.
And you don't say guac.
Or Chipotle, you know.
Or Chipotle. Or what's
No, it's Chipotle.
Pico,
Chipotle.
pico de gallo is not salsa.
Or quesadilla.
Or yeah.
Okay, this is not. Okay, ladies and gents, this is not a slam fest. Let's talk about the things that you do like and the authentic things that you love.
Ooh, aguachiles.
What?
Aguachiles.
Tacos de lengua, which translates as tongue tacos, and I know that it sounds disgusting, but you have to have them.
It's gross.
It's just like ceviche almost. Except
Got you. Thank you. I need to have him around when you all start talking.
I was gonna explain it. You didn't give me time. Yeah. I feel like food plays a huge role in the Hispanic culture, and I feel like it's really cool because even though we're all from the same, like, for example, like in Mexico, yeah, we're all in Mexico, but like every like city or town does their food different. Like, yes, it's still the same beans, but my beans are gonna taste different from Amy's, Angie's, and all of theirs. Like, there's different recipes. Same with the rice. Like, the way I do my rice is different. And like, call me weird or whatever, but like in my Mexican rice, I put bananas in it because that's just the one. Hold up, because
I honestly should have saved this question for last.
I just in my town, like in Mexico, in Guadalupe, Victoria, like the way we grew up eating rice was just with with bananas. But he's like, what? Chicano? Like, that doesn't count.
My grandpa didn't bring that over.
It's more of a.
I say we have another re-election for president.
Really good.
It's really good, right? Yeah, it's really good. Like, you get sweetness and saltiness in one. Oh,
I know bananas full.
but like, yeah, like I just feel like the food definitely shows the way that the culture is like expanding and changing, and it's really cool just being able to taste like the different food. Cause yeah, it's the same thing, but it's different. Like same with like other foods. Like I feel like gorditas it's almost like the same as pupusas and like other food from other places. They just call it differently.
All right, before we jump further into this conversation, I like questions 1 through 5. You were all very unified on.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we hit food,
Not so unified.
And they
you
start
all
hating.
you all divided quickly.
They're hating.
You'll never catch
Is
me.
that kind of is it more of a regional thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a Melissa thing.
Everyone I know that does that.
Okay.
Well, there
right
are
here?
differences. Like tamales, the ones that I know, which my grandma makes bomb tamales, my sister would know. We use, and correct me if I'm wrong, hoja de banana.
Hoja de plátano.
The planta, yeah. So it's a green one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plantain.
And so we use that green versus
The
the
corn.
the
The
corn one,
Honduran.
which is like
that too.
a beige color.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're still yummy, but that's
And so, what's the difference for somebody like me who, obviously authentic food is Hispanic food,
Yeah.
not just down the street from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ate Taco Bell a lot, but I
okay,
knew
I did
full
too.
well that it wasn't like that food. So, like, when you look at some of those differences, what is it? Spicy? Is it like just those things, right?
I feel like it really depends on how
You do it.
your individual person makes it. Like
Yeah.
my tamale rojos can be totally different from Melissa's or Angie's. Because some people make, or like, they make sweet tamales. Those are nasty.
Oh, I've never
Like
had
the fancy
sweet
ones.
Those are nasty. They like put like strawberry or
Raisins.
something.
Raisin ones,
sprinkles.
peanuts.
it's
Ugh.
more like a candy tamale.
Yeah.
And you guys are dissing a whole other culture.
I'm not just describing it. It's a candy type tamale.
It's not your.
They're
it's not
sweet.
Your, it's not your palate. It's not what you eat. It's,
Yeah,
It's, like
it's really
someone
different.
else's.
So yeah, it's so fascinating that again that we've been unified, like very much so, but then we hit food and it's just so different. Like
Yeah.
that's fascinating to me that it's
It's kind of like Dr. Pepper. No, like Coke and Pepsi.
Coke and
is
Pepsi are
better.
not the same. Coke
Coke
is definitely
10
better.
times better.
They
Yes.
taste exactly the
Coke
same.
is
No.
But
I love both. They taste
We're-
exactly the same.
we're
It
gonna
has
push
to
a
be
little.
glass Coke.
We're gonna push a little bit further. Glass Coke.
That is
Yeah.
the OG right
We're
there.
gonna push a little bit further. We're gonna go to number 7.
Oh.
We were at 71,000 Scoville units. We're hitting 6 digits. We are currently gonna hit 126,000.
That's almost double.
Wait, what number is this?
This is 7.
7, okay.
This is the Black Eyed Susan, the red flag sauce. Yeah. I don't even know. Oof.
Scary.
Muchas thank you.
Did you just thank her greatly?
Yeah, she's saying
This is gonna be. You're gonna hate her after she dropped. Like,
You think it's
huh?
napkins?
I just grabbed some from downstairs in the office.
Now the next one she's gonna hate.
Bro, this is.
All right, here we go. 126,000. Here we go.
Cheers.
Oh.
Bro, this is a little spicy.
Yeah, she drenched it.
I think this was one of the sauces that even Vanessa on Cab. I think she ate it, made a face, and then kept eating it, and then she proceeded to talk about how bad it was.
That was a little.
So how are we feeling on this one?
I'm feeling
It
it.
just
I could
tastes
feel it.
Louis,
disgusting.
he's down there shaking his head like this
It's
is disgusting.
disgusting.
Oh, we
It
got
was
disgusting.
It's-
Survey says Angelica's out. She's not feeling this at all. All right.
This one's like,
Nice.
ugh. But it's not that hot though. Like I expected to be more.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But so we're at 7. Newman University is a Catholic university. Can we talk about the importance that religion plays in the Hispanic culture?
I feel like at least in Mexico, we're culturally raised Catholic, and I feel like it's such a huge role. Like any Mexican household that you walk in, there's gonna be an altar, there's gonna be a cross. Whether it's a saint or a Mary.
You know the image of the last dinner?
Yeah, I literally have that in my kitchen. Like it's commonly known. Like you just are. Hold up, let me.
Okay, I'm not
I took that back. It's hot.
It's like spreading to my lips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just culturally raised. Okay, hold up.
So you're culturally raised Catholic.
You're culturally raised Catholic, and like so like a lot like I was just talking to Luis the other day about this because Sofia invited us to a reliquia, which is like when we venerate or celebrate a saint or Mary, and there's dancers and then they have food, and people literally come with like big like plates to take food home, and like they usually give like conchas with hot chocolate or champurrado or whatever. And like that was the first time Luis has ever gone.
I'm sorry. I'm actually dying.
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying.
And it was just so different because it's like I grew up going to reliquias, and that was like the first time Luis has ever gone. But being Mexican and Catholic is fun.
I can't.
Cause like I don't know if Angie or Sofia or if any of you guys did this, but like when we turn 3, we usually do something called la presentación, which signifies a kid being presented to their church, and they throw this big party, and the little kid, boy, girl, they get this big poofy dress, or like the little boy gets in their suit, and we have a mass, and the little child gets a blessing, the parents get a blessing, and they just go party. I feel like Mexicans just find anything to party. With baptisms, first communion.
Are you two gonna handle it over here? Okay.
Yeah. Shit, I'm trying to help my friend. She's
Can you? Is there anybody like to add anything down here about being
Can I get
Catholic
some
in the
water? I'm
Hispanic
sorry.
culture?
I'm not Catholic. My family wasn't Catholic.
Okay.
Um,
Well, is there a big religion aspect?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'll be honest, I don't really know what like the name of our religion was, but we're Christian.
Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like our family was like kind of revolved around religion, and like we grew up going to church. Sorry, this is bad. Okay. And a lot of like our like family rules, expectations revolved around religion, and we were told certain things like, oh, you have to like, oh my god. My lips are burning. It's like spreading. Am I still going?
Keep talking.
Is there anybody that would like to add anything to this part of the question?
Oh, I just feel like I was culturally just raised like, oh, we go to mass every Sunday. Like we wake up to Mexican music, and then we clean the house, and then go to mass, and then go back home, eat, and then sleep. Like that's my Sunday.
All right.
Just spending time with my family and going to like catechism or like PSR and learning about Jesus,
Yeah.
and then going to mass.
Well, here's the deal, y'all. Outside of the fact that I feel like my voice is getting less scratchy as we move forward, we have come to the worst sauce out
I
of the
think I
10.
have more to add, actually.
This is the bomb.
This is the worst one? I haven't
Yeah, it's
recovered
so-
yet. No.
I'm shaking.
This is the sauce that tastes like.
Can I just get more water?
This
never mind, I
tastes
got
like
it.
a nickel, a bag of nickels.
These.
Oh my gosh.
I want a big.
It already smells so
I
bad.
feel cold and hot at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like because you're
Like down here, like the legs are freezing.
All right, here we go, y'all.
No.
hold up.
Can I dip it in milk?
This is disgusting.
Wait, are we?
Here we go.
I'm sorry. Hold up.
It smells bad.
I'm trying not to get my lips on it. Oh, you're.
No, she jumped into it.
Oh.
Wait.
Hell, half an hour. I'm sorry. That's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
It is not that bad.
No.
All right. So, can you talk to us about some of the more significant Hispanic festivals, cultural celebrations?
I feel like we have an event coming up. It's November 6th. We're celebrating El Dia de los Muertos. So that day, it's like, well, El Dia de los Muertos is November 2nd. And it's like a day that, give me a sec. It's a day that we recognize our past loved ones. And we put an altar up. And with that altar, we put like pictures of them.
Y'all can help her out with this.
Guys, come on!
I feel like it's celebrated a week before too. And like, there's like a day that you can put up significant pictures. Like, one day's for the pets, one day's for the grandparents, one day's for the people that passed away in accidents, one day's for the children, and then the last final day is for like any adult that passed away with the natural cause of death.
Shout out to Coco. That's a good representation.
Yeah,
The movie.
yeah, yeah. Whew.
What does Coco do well?
Well, it shows like mariachis, which is huge in Mexico. My dad used to be in a mariachi. What else?
I can't think.
I think the colors. We are very.
I just can't think right now.
I think Dia de los Muertos really ties in to the family aspect of our culture. And so being able to invite our
I
loved
feel like we're
ones,
probably gonna need some more waters, aren't we?
Yes, please.
being able to invite our loved ones, to have them visit us, to honor them, is extremely important to us.
Yeah. All right, we're through 8.
Hold up, Josh. Don't go yet.
I feel like in Christmas time, it can really tell if that like the Hispanic culture, because like we usually celebrate Christmas a day before, like on the 24th, and then you open the gifts on midnight, and then if you're Catholic as well, on the 24th we arrollar the baby, like baby Jesus. We like, how do you call it? Like we rock we rock baby Jesus, and then you play a rosary. And then you do like a posada, which is like door knocking, and like you sing like the song, and you like share food and everything. So like that's really, yeah, that's huge in the Hispanic culture. And then we also celebrate the 3 Magi, which is in January, and we like bring gifts for the kids, and then we cut this rosca, which is just bread. And if you cut it and you get the baby Jesus, you usually have to cook food. I mean, I don't know how exactly it works, but in my family, like you have to cook tamales for like the next family gathering. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, yeah. But yeah.
A question, because I've always been fascinated.
Yes.
Quinceañeras.
Oh, I love quinceañeras. Yeah, so quinceañeras are a party to celebrate like womanhood, the transition to womanhood.
Just curious, because is there a men's celebration at some point?
Well, no, but now that we are in the generation of 2024,
They can. My aunt.
they do men. Yeah, they do quinceañeras for men too.
My aunt had 2 boys, 1 girl. The 3 of them, quinceañero and quinceañera.
Does that bother you all? Like, is that a change that bothers anybody, or is there?
I feel like I feel like it's a huge change for mostly like old school Hispanics. It's like a controversial topic for them, but like for me, it's like we're in 2024.
Okay.
Like I could care less. Celebrate adulthood.
For my like family, we don't do any of this.
Yeah.
We don't have quinceañeras. We don't we don't celebrate the Day of the Dead. We do celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. For us, like I guess for my family, the only thing we really celebrate is Independence Day in September. But mostly like the events that they're all talking about, I think, is primarily Mexican.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anything special in Salvadorian celebrations, festivals?
Not that I know of. I can like feel.
How are we feeling?
Through my
Let's
pores.
talk it out. Let it out, y'all.
I'm feeling
I
good.
can't
Next.
talk.
What was that?
I can't talk.
Move forward.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
I feel like
Here we go. 700,000 Scoville units.
I can feel like up here.
I feel like.
Peppers up.
Can I just get more
Is
napkins?
this worse or like we dropping?
You get to tell me. Look, we can make these last two really quick.
Yeah, make them quick. Fast and quick.
I think 8 was like the worst one. This has to be.
I have to say,
That one was disgusting.
obviously don't touch your eyes with your fingers. I will say that Cassidy, who has been doing the wing sauce, is way harder on it than McKenna was. I'm not, it's okay. I'm just feeling it a little bit more.
Oh, you're shaking.
I feel like in the beginning.
All right, can we do this?
There's like no sauce. And the third
More like, can you do this?
Here we go.
You got the bigger one than me.
Oh.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
The
Where's the
flavors are
flavor?
just disgusting.
So, whew, that one went down really gross. Anybody else does not taste good?
that was.
It was
absolutely
horrendous.
Wasn't too bad.
All right. What are some of the larger misconceptions that you have experienced in having in being Hispanic background?
You,
Sophia about jumped out of her seat. I feel like I want to let her fly on this one.
Go, Sophia.
you speak Mexican. Like that is one thing. Like that's a misconception. Like it. Like
Oh, the idea that like Mexican's not a language.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
and just like I don't know. Like when some people they just like obviously I'm Mexican, but like when they just like assume other people are Mexican too, I'm just like not everyone's Mexican.
Yeah.
Now I feel like
Yeah.
you get asked that a lot.
Yeah, no, my high school is like 90% Mexicans. Everybody, they don't even care. You look Hispanic, you're Mexican. And they'll refer to, like, they'll talk to other people. They'd be like, oh, this is my Mexican friend. And I'm just there like, I'm not Mexican. There's so many other countries that speak Spanish, and everybody just assumes that, oh, you're speaking Spanish, you must be Mexican. And I guess, like, as I got older and I wanted to, like, learn more about, like, my culture and, like, where my family is from, it got annoying. And it's just really annoying that people, like, don't really care to, like, learn more than Mexico, and don't really care to explore other cultures other than Mexican culture. And yeah.
You run into that where it's Hispanic is like Mexico and that's it.
Yeah.
How about you, young man? Anything that you particularly run into that's a huge misconception?
I feel like Hispanic people are not always seen as being smart.
You get the lawn care almost sort of thing.
Yeah, so we're very much often limited to being seen as laborers and people who don't pursue higher education.
Yeah. How about you, ladies?
Go ahead.
A misconception, I think is one maybe that we don't understand as well, and we can. And I also think it's you have to work 2 times harder just to get to the same level as maybe a different culture. Like for example, for me in high school, I took a lot of honors and AP courses, but when it came to taking them, it's like, are you really, really sure? Like, I think they question you a little bit more, and it's like, I don't need you to question my ability. I know I can do it, and I will do it. But other things too, like Luis mentioned, is the type of jobs you see as well. Like, I have been very blessed that through the networking and connections of Newman and colleagues that I've been able to meet others in fields. Like, recently I got to meet a doctor who is a Latino / Hispanic, and I thought that was awesome because prior to that I had never. And especially as I grow now older and I get to meet more and more people, like, oh, you do that? You're in that field? Oh, I didn't know. Like, and it opens your mindset too, and not having to fit in a box, because we shouldn't have to be fit in a box or put into, well, no, like, you're only going to be working in, I don't know, like, this type of field. And it's like, no, I don't have to. Like, no one says that this specific person needs to be in this specific box for this specific thing. But I think, that's one of the misconceptions that I hear or experience.
A misconception that I often run through is, well, I mean, I passed it now, being a teen mom. Just everyone in my family has been a teen mom. My mom had me really young. So, like, when growing up, it was just like, oh, don't be a teen parent. Like, oh, don't ruin your future. Don't do that. And I'm not saying being a teen parent ruins your future or anything, but, like my parents were just like, that was just their biggest fear, like me coming out pregnant as a teen. But I'm almost 20, so I beat teen pregnancy. Yeah, so that was my misconception. Sorry. One last thing is, often I also run through the misconception of people like saying, oh, you're gonna drop out, like you're not gonna make it. Most as a nurse are like, that's gonna be so hard, like just make sure you don't drop out. But yeah, I'm slowly beating that misconception right now.
Similar to Melissa, I feel like there's just this like stereotype of what a typical Mexican is. And actually in high school, I experienced something, and it was a teacher, and I know they were, like, I mean, I wanted to take it as a joke, but they told me that they knew I wanted to go into the medical field. They knew I wanted to become a doctor. And he would just kind of like laugh in my face and be like, oh, watch, you're going to make it freshman year, college, you're going to drop out and get married and be a stay-at-home mom. And you're never going to make it out. I'm a senior now, so I'm almost there. Almost.
And a highly successful one at that.
Yep.
I want to acknowledge that. Like, you're an incredibly successful student here at Newman U.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I do want to add that I think it sets the example, like, especially for some of us who have siblings too. Like, I know I mentioned earlier I was a first gen. My sister being in the room, now she's at Newman too, and so she tells me how she looks up to me. Sometimes, like, you did it, and I'm able to help her too. Like, especially when she came to Newman, I was able to get her connected with whom she needed. And I felt really happy that she didn't have to endure some of the things I had to endure, because people are like, well, ask questions. Well, how do you want me to ask a question about something I don't even know about? So,
I feel like you all missed something. Yeah.
So another thing, I feel like this ties into like saying like, oh, we're not American enough and all that. A lot of people like refer to our ethnicity as a race, and I feel like they kind of categorize us as like Hispanic and Latin as a race, and like that's why they'll never like consider us like, oh, you are technically like American. Well, technically, like if you are from Mexico, you're not technically white or like anything like that. Like it doesn't really matter. But I forgot everything. It came back and it left. But yeah.
How it's not just, again, like.
I have another one.
Okay. I was thinking more like, as she was saying, like, you're not your culture. Like, the culture's not the race. Like, it's
There's a
more
difference.
than that.
Yeah,
There's
it's-
differences
there's
in
a
all
difference.
of that.
Yeah.
Can we go
Spice
to the
tolerance.
next week?
Yeah, hang on, we skipped one. And
Spice tolerance.
how many?
That
I
we're
mean,
good with spice.
Let's be honest.
I mean,
I had conversations with people going, "Oh, the Halo Club is gonna crush this because they can handle all of
I feel
this."
like we haven't actually done that bad. Like, yeah, like it's burning,
burning,
but,
but,
like, I feel like
I
we handled
feel
it
like
pretty
you've
well.
got some people down here.
These two, not me.
Oh.
To be fair, I went past my point where I thought it was 5.
Me too.
It was at
Me
7,
too.
and it was that flavor. 8, I took a bite. I actually handled that one better than I handled 7.
Okay,
It was
ladies and gent, we're at the top of Spice Mountain.
Woo! Is this the last one?
This is it.
Is it the hottest one?
It's the hot. It's 2,693,000 Scoville units.
I already feel like throwing up.
Okay, listen. If you feel like throwing up, don't eat it. Like, I don't want you guys to push yourself to that level.
Yeah, I think I'm good now. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I need more water. Sorry.
Can I have some too?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
There is a sink behind in this middle cabinet. Yes. So while she's getting water, before we eat this one, because this one's gonna, I have a feeling we're gonna explode.
You're going to lose us.
What would you like, anybody watching this video, for the students that are here in the room with us, what would you like them to know about Halo this year and Hispanic culture and heritage, just kind of overall?
I feel like with Halo and the Hispanic, oh god. Just to like, hold up, I need to compose myself. Okay,
She's mentally preparing.
I'm mentally prepared, but just like Halo, I ain't gonna lie. It's been hard for us to start off back from nothing and to real. I hope you guys can see a little gist of what the struggles we go through from starting from nothing again as Halo grew, and seeing that we truly do care about each individual person here at Newman, and we do care about the students very much, knowing that in a way we kind of didn't have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, sorry, my brain's just like going blank.
Are we just focusing on this?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would all...
I feel like I really want to make Halo known, and I feel like a lot of the Hispanics at Newman only come to school, and it makes me kind of sad because it's like we can have fun too. So it's like I feel like we're all trying to promote this club and make it inclusive to everyone, not just Hispanics, but promote our culture and how important it is, and how it's not just Mexicans, but other Hispanic cultures, which I've been so thankful that we have Talia on the board too, because she's able to bring that little different perspective. And we definitely need more people like this, so please apply for next year.
Or come to meetings.
Or come to
help
meeting,
out for
yeah,
the rest
there
of
we
the
go.
year.
Yeah, because we have a whole semester left. So please, if you have any ideas, let us know. We are more than happy to do any fun activities. Just know that we're doing all of this for you guys, and we hope you guys have fun for the Day of the Dead. It'll be fun. Oh, this Thursday we have our event. Wait, no, this isn't gonna come out by Thursday, is it?
Probably not.
Yeah. So hope to see you November 6th.
November 6th.
3 p.m. mass, 4 p.m. event, 5, yeah.
Okay,
Mic drop.
Already?
let's finish this up.
Okay. Yo, I'm like. It's not that bad.
Oh. Oh.
Can I get some milk?
Did we get the same sauce?
I feel like sauce number 7 should have been 10.
All right. So, the Halo team here has officially climbed Spice Mountain. I would say they conquered it better than probably most people would handle it. Okay, Vanessa and Cassidy from CAB are anomalies. Vanessa in particular, I don't think she has any taste buds. But I want to let you know that I am incredibly proud of all of you. I'm excited about the things that you are bringing together this year for this school year. Amy, I know that in our conversations about being an advisor, there was some nervousness there. And I am glad that you have taken the bull by the horns on this.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing all the things that you do. I thank you all for watching this video, enjoying this time. I'm sure you probably laughed through some of their pain. But hopefully we'll be able to put another video, because I do have a lot of other student groups that want to be part of this. And we look forward to seeing you all next time. Go Jets.
Go Jets.
Go Jets.